Hi Jeff, how you doing? So, I finished my jar of London fog a while back. I actually need the jar. So this was the last one I did, which was in February 2021, 2 years ago. So I don't smoke it that often, but it's time I replenished the jar. Oh, the jar smells amazing. There's a few little bits left in there, but it really it does still smell exactly like London fog. Hey Mark, how you doing? So I'm gonna have to put a sticker over that, or a date over that. Anyway, so I was looking for some Virginia Woods in my cellar, and I've got this tin. I think I have one other tin, maybe I might have one more 100-gram tin, I'm not sure. So I'm really getting down to the end of it. So this is a 2017, so it's the last year of production. I do have that big bag, that pound bag of 515 RC1 from Sutliff. If things really, get bad, then I've run out completely and I can't find any anywhere. Interestingly, there's none of this in the consignment that I've got. Not a single tin of it. Hey Patrick, Mad Piper, how you doing? John, all dried up. So I'm kind of really, I've got to make the most of it. The problem is that every time I make it, I end up giving away most of it. But I think this time I'm going to do my best to hold on to it. So that's the original Virginia Woods by McClellan's. And then I was looking for some golden slice, from some Audit golden slice, which is the other component. And because the one that I'm still smoking, this experiment to see how many bowls I get, this one was from 2016, and I wasn't that impressed. Now, it could just be that particular batch wasn't great, but to be honest, I thought that from 2016 it would be a mind-blowing blend. You can see it's almost done. There's a couple of bowls left. It's actually smelling a little bit harsh at the moment, but it could have been just that particular tin, I don't know. So I started looking at different tins, different dates, and so what I found, I've got Audit golden sliced in various different places. I've got some in the cupboard in there, but it's behind a load of stuff, so I haven't bothered getting in there. I've got a bag in the corner over there next to all the machinery, which is buried under a bunch of boxes. There's maybe half a dozen tins in there, which I haven't bothered to schlep out. So these are the ones which I found in my cellar containers up there, the big boxes that I've got. So what I've got, excuse me. So this is a tin from 2021. what I've found is that tins which are 2 or 3 years old seem to be the best. So this should be really pretty good. So I kind of want to smoke these, and bear in mind these are the 50-gram tins, so these are going to be flakes, not going to be the long belts that you get in the 100-gram tin. Hey Yonik, how you doing? Thank you. No, I don't have any in a bag vault. But I haven't got as much as I should have, honestly. I've got maybe a couple of pounds of it, all told. I did a rough calculation the last time I put the tins all together. And if there was the tobacco Armageddon at some point and you couldn't buy any more tobacco, that's not going to last very long. I mean, I've got plenty of tobacco to smoke, but it just wouldn't be all at golden sliced. Anyway, so that's 2021. That's 2021. That's 2020. That should be really nice to smoke on its own. That's 2020. That's 2019. That should be spot on. 2019 right now should be fantastic for smoking as already golden sliced. So I'm not going to use that for London Fog. And this one is also 29. That's a 100-gram tin. So these two I'm going to keep for smoking as already golden sliced. So this Virginia Woods is a 50-gram tin. Now to make it go further, originally when I first made London Fog, I did a 50-50 split. So it was 50% Virginia Woods, 50% already golden sliced. So essentially a tin of each. But in recent years, in order to make it go further, I've been doing 100 grams of already golden sliced with 50 grams of Virginia Woods. And I'm even tempted. Excuse me. I'm even tempted to go 150 grams to 50 grams, but I'm probably not going to do that. In fact, what I might just, I was going to say I'll chuck in the rest of the experimental tin, but I'm not going to. I should finish that experiment. I've started it, so I'll finish. Right, so these are both 2020. 21, 21. I think I'm going to do the 21s. So I've got a dish here for mixing. I want to get this opened and mixed because I want to actually try a tin, although it's good jarred and left for a bit. But let's have a look at the golden sliced first of all, because I'm going to have to rub this out, because the 50-gram tins, I haven't opened the 50-gram tin for a long time. Oh, excuse me, very yawny today. I haven't opened the 50-gram tin for a long time, but I'm pretty sure they're still flakes. Hey Jeremy. Yep. So you look at that. So these are the flakes that you get. Nice, really, nicely cut. Have a look at that and then compare it to the colour of the 2016 tobacco. I don't know if you're going to get enough light in there. I don't know if you can see the difference there. So that's a lot darker than that. So that's what happens with the age, generally speaking, with the Virginias. It does get a lot darker. But it's a nice soft flake. It should break up very easily. Once you start breaking it apart, it's quite a lot there in a 50 gram. That's a lot of backy. Hey Todd, how you doing? So what we're doing here is making London fog. London fog is a mixture which I put together a few years ago and has become a staple in my tobacco diet. Although I don't smoke it as much as I used to, it's still a very, very reliable blend for me. Whenever I fancy a pipe and I can't decide which tobacco I fancy, I know that I can always turn to this and enjoy it. It's a mixture of Orley Golden Sliced and McClelland's Virginia Woods. So I don't make it that often, obviously, because you can't get Virginia Woods anymore, at least unless you're buying it on the private market, on the vintage tobacco market, and I haven't done that for a long time. And I may have, besides for this 50 gram tin, I'm not sure. I only opened one of my cellar boxes. I haven't really gone on a hunt for it in my cellar, but I think I may have one more 100 gram tin. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it's not easy to find, and I'm not about to sell it either, so it's just I've got to say that the Orley Golden Sliced, I've got to say that I do find that it does vary. Look at it! Doing the old Brian Goran. Ethan, how you doing? Hey Josh. Yeah, I mean the 515 is I have tasted it, and it is a similar taste. It is a pretty good match. It's not the same, but if you can't get Virginia Woods, then definitely that's your best bet. It's a good tip, Josh. Thank you. And I have a pound bag of that for when the date happens that I don't have any Virginia Woods. That bag was sent to me very kindly by Art from Artie's Place. This tin smells a bit better than the first tin, I have to say. Which one, Josh, are you talking about? John, that ages like a dream. 515 you talking about? Hey Troy. Yeah, we're making London Fog, which is a mix which I put together a few years ago. Virginia Woods by McClelland's with Orley Golden Sliced. The 515. Okay. Well, it's good to hear that it ages well, because that bag has been aging for a while now. Where is it? This is the bag of 515RC1 by Sutliff Tobacco, and this was sent to me by Art. I haven't opened it yet. I'm quite happy for it to sit there and age. I don't know what the date is. There is a code on the top here, but I don't know what that is. The number is 60.1.2217.051. My guess is it's 2017, because I got this a few years ago. It's older than 2022, that's for sure. Art sent me this a few years ago, so I'm going to guess it's 2017. Oh, did you have good hunting, Cliff? Yeah, that's Cliff. That's the pipe ninja. When he's not killing turkeys, he's drilling teeth. Or impersonating Phil. Hello, 2327. All right. Hey, Beowulf and Miss Kathy. So here we have 100 grams of Auric Golden sliced. Niels During. Willkommen. So this is 2017, so that's 6 years. McClellan's Virginia Woods. Can you believe it's 6 years since they closed their doors? It was the end of 2017 when they announced. Was expecting a stronger smell. That's the Virginia Woods. I'm gonna say 50 grams of Auric Golden sliced looked like more than 50 grams of Virginia Woods. I don't know why, but there you go. Hi, Sam. Well, we've always often said that we could do with smell-o-vision. It wouldn't surprise me if it would happen at some point in time, where they can represent it by some kind of chemical recreation. I'm sure it'll happen one day. So in the past, what I've done is I've actually pressed it, and I actually preferred it not pressed. I've tried it both ways, and I actually prefer it not pressed, and it does improve with age, but I actually like it quite a bit fresh. So I'll just put some over there, let that dry a little. I've been wanting to do this for a long time now, making up a new batch, so I'm glad that I finally got to it. As for the bits that are spilling all over the place. I used to have a dish for transferring into a jar. It must be in the other room. McFeel, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time. This tobacco is still a bit damp, but I need the tray. Yeah, Jeff, I just realised that myself. How you doing, Jack? I don't like to squash it in too much, so I might have some surplus here. It's just Orlick Golden Sliced and McClellan's Virginia Woods. Alright, well there we go, 423. I suppose I could write down the dates of the tins as well, but don't know if I'll bother. And the question is what I'll do with this lot here. Hey Phil, how you doing? Alright, so I'll keep this bag handy and I'll just smoke it through. So we have some in here already. Just going to put the extractor on. So smoking it in my skipper. I did a Frankenstein jar a long time ago. It was a massive jar, like a 2-pound jar, and to be honest I didn't like it. I put everything in there. It's still a bit wet. This blend isn't going to taste its literally just mixed it now, but it will improve. Albert, how are you doing? Put it in a slip. Alright, so recently I took delivery of a Jake Hackett cob, and I started re-drilling it for 9mm, and that's what happened. The shank cracked, and I thought it would have one of his stems on it. I don't think it's a hand cut. I'm not sure. It might be. Maybe it is. Maybe. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill it out, and I'm going to drill the whole shank out, and I'm going to put my own shank in there. I'm going to play around with it, put my own shank in there. I'll taper it out so it flares, so I've got enough room to put a 9mm mortise in there. I'll put my own stem on it, and we'll see how it works out. I've been wanting to do cob mods for quite some time. I haven't really been able to source any cobs. Andrew Sirigliano very kindly bought this on eBay for me from Jake Hackett, and sent it on to me, which is very nice of him to do that. So I'm going to give that a go. I was hoping to just drill that and it would be okay, but it cracked, so I think it's briar. I'm not 100% sure if it's just the hardwood. I think it's briar. It looks like briar. If you do make your own London fog, I strongly advise you to mix it, leave it in a jar, and go back to it after a month or two. Open the jar up every maybe once a week. Toss the jar around, open it up, just aerate it for a few seconds, close it, toss it around again, open it up again, aerate it again, toss it around, so that you're getting some oxygen to the mix. And do that maybe once a week, and then go back to it about a month or two later, and you'll get the flavors. Yeah, you got to be really careful when you do that. I haven't cleared out all the consignments. The main part of the consignment is still yet to be released. The first batch that I released was only a small part of it, but I've decided to do the whole balance of the in one fell swoop. So we're 90% there. I'm working on it with my son. We've catalogued it all. It's all uploaded. There's pictures of it all, of every single tin is now uploaded onto my website. That page is not live yet, so you can't see it, but it's all there, and I'm in the process of pricing each one at the moment. I'm about a third of the way down the list. There's over 100 tins that I need to price up. I haven't touched the pipes yet, Josh. Once I've priced them up, then I've got to send the list over to the customer, the client, make sure he's happy with it. He can approve the prices, and once he approves the prices, then I'll make the page live, and anybody will be able to view the pages. guess the pipes we'll get to after that. I expect that there'll be a flurry in the beginning once it goes live. And I'll be very straight with you as well. I've got a guy who potentially might buy the whole lot. If that happens, it'll be too tempting for me to do it that way, because number one, I'll be doing right by my client, so he gets his money as soon as possible. And number two, it's just a fraction of the work, to be honest. What I might do is just hold back some of the tobaccos so that I can put those and make those available widely. So if there's a few, say, tins of a particular tobacco, then I'll maybe hold a few back and sell those, you know. Hey Adam, I know that there is, for instance, Balkan Sobrani. There's something like 20 tins of Balkan Sobrani. Initially we thought it was less, but there's about 20 tins. So I can sort of, if I do sell them in one to this guy, I can sell him 10 and have 10 available for everybody else. As far as shipping is concerned, I'm not paying for the shipping. Ultimately, the customers are paying for the shipping. So the prices are all plus shipping. So, but it's just a hassle, to be honest, and it's the cost of the packaging as well. That all costs money. I mean, I try to reuse packaging when I can, but it gets to a point where you're storing so many boxes, every so often you just chuck them out and you start again. So if I was to send, there's over 100 tins there. So there's over 100 different tins, but there are multiples like the Balkan Sobrani. So there's possibly a couple of hundred tins there. Sending those out individually, it's a huge amount of work. Huge amount of work. Sure, Josh, happy to work something out. It's a nice pipe, that Quebec. I think that one's a little bit beefier than mine. Nice bit of briar. That's good, John. I'm glad you like it. It's a nice little smoke. It's a really good size to throw in your pocket or in your bag when you're going out. Yeah, I saw your comment a little bit earlier on before I came on, and I saw that you got that from Pipe Monkey, which is a very generous gift. McPhil, in terms of what happened to the shank of your pipe, when you do that method of heating up the tenon, you have to go very, very slowly when you try to reinsert it. Sometimes you have to sand it a little bit to get it to fit. Sometimes it expands too much, and you need to sand it or buff it or do something. But you can't. It's something which you have to do very, very carefully. And when you warm it up, just warm it up a couple of seconds at a time, so that it doesn't overdo it, like you've had in your case. I know it's telling you after the fact, but if you have to do it another time, at least you'll know. I think he even commissioned that pipe, if I'm not mistaken. A very generous gift, anyway. John, have you smoked the other pipe, that commission pipe? The kind of a commission, the Beau Nord one, the full bent, panelled. I don't know what you want to call it, a volcano type thing. I'm curious to know how it smokes. Oh, and I saw a video by Rocking Steady. He took delivery of commissioned Canadian, a large Canadian that I made for him, and that was a non-filtered pipe. And it looks amazing. It's really nice sometimes to see the pipes being smoked, but seeing that pipe on somebody else, just very, very nice. He's very happy with the pipe anyway. Hey, Hawk. Yeah, that's absolutely true. John is absolutely right. That if you do warm up the tannin, obviously it's going to expand, but it will contract again when it cools down. So the right thing to do, as he says, is to put it in a cold environment, fridge, freezer, or whatever, for a bit, so that it goes to, then maybe bring it to room temperature, because it might contract even more if it's in a freezer. And just bring it to room temperature before you reinsert it and see how that goes. So like I say, Smoking Fireman, that's going to be released very soon. I've been saying that now for about a week, but there's been a lot going on, and so I haven't been able to put as much time to it as I would have liked. Been busy with some photography as well, for a change. So my time's been limited. But like I say, they're all uploaded onto my website now. I just need to finish pricing them and get approval from the client, and then the page will go live. So it might still be a day or two, and that's assuming it doesn't all go to one customer. I think the temptation will be too great. I'd feel really bad about it, because a lot of people are waiting on the release. I've had a ridiculous amount of messages of people still, asking, when is it happening, when is it happening? And if I then put out that, sorry, it's all sold, I'll feel very bad, and people will be very frustrated. So even if I do that, as I said before, I might just hold back a few of the special blends, and I have some leftovers from the first batch as well. Alright, cheers, John. It's good to know. The reason why I ask about that pipe is because it's got quite a long shank, and just, curious to know how that smokes. The life of photographers, right? As opposed to the life of Brian. I don't know if I've showed this pipe. I got this pipe a while back. This is a new generation Barling pipe. I think I may have showed it. Comes in a very nice box. Established 1812 in London. Somehow I don't think they're made in London anymore. Really nice. A velvet lined box, and it comes with a Barling leaflet, and it tells you how to smoke a pipe. Hey Andrew, how are you doing? We mentioned you a few minutes ago. So a nice traditional, it looks like the old Barling socks that they used to make, and it's a traditional billiard tapered stem, and it has this hammered sterling silver band and a silver lion's head, and it's got a very nice sandblast, at least on one side, and a smooth rim, but it's just a really nice, attractive looking pipe. I really like the hammered ring, which was kind of what caught my eye at the time. I bought this from GQ Tobaccos. He's still got a few of these. He's got some straights, some bents. I really wanted a Lovat in 9mm. I think he did have them, and he sent me one to choose one out of the other, but I preferred the grain on this one. I still haven't smoked this one. But it's a really nice pipe, classic. Nice grain. So that's in the queue for breaking in. I've got another pipe which came from a carver's trade, which one of the guys on Facebook organises each year, where you get put in a hat with I don't know how many other pipe makers. It's over the holiday period at the end of the year, Christmas, New Year time, and there's a whole I don't know how many pipe makers are involved, but they're all put in a hat and you're drawn against another pipe maker and you make each other a pipe. So that one I've got still to smoke. I'm not even sure where that is at the moment. Very nice panelled pipe. I'm sure I've shown it once before. Yeah, here it is. So this is like a bent panelled volcano, I guess you'd call it. It's got a light sandblast on it. Nicely made pipe. Really very precisely made. I have to look up his name. I can't remember his name. He's from the Czech Republic. And it's 9mm. And I don't know if he usually puts a coating or not, but I asked him not to. I prefer a pipe without a coating. And interestingly, he's got an insert in the mortise, so that's a pipe I can break down even when it's hot. Very, very nicely made, very precise. I mean, just look at the shape on the face of the shank. Is it called a parallelogram? I'm not sure, but very precise. That's really hard to do, to get those angles precise. I mean, there may be a milli sort of thing of discrepancy on each side, but it's very, very well done. Very sharp lines. He's done that really quite thin as well. This is also very, very thin on the end, which actually it does hold quite well. I prefer a little bit more meat on the button, so you can grip it, but it's absolutely fine. I'm sure it'll smoke just fine. I'm looking forward to trying it out. But it's very, very well done. Hey Bob. It's a good looking pipe. Oh, it says on the bottom, what does he say? It says briarpip.es. Don't know if you can see that. Hi David, mentioned you a bit earlier on that I'd seen your video. Yeah, panels are not easy to get them right. Panels are not easy. Yeah, stems are a lot of work. Stems are a lot of work. I've now, at least, I used to avoid making stems, a couple of years back, but it's now just part of the course. Trying to remember which pipe I used for a London fog in the past. Because I think I had a pipe which was dedicated to it. I just can't remember which one it was. Yeah, exactly, Phil. Settles into tedium. What about Bentleys? Oh, that's the one I used for London fog. I don't think so, but it would make sense to do that because I used to use it for McClellan's. So it's not a bad idea. There's logic to that. I might try that. That's a good idea. Thank you, David. My pipes are all rearranged now. I think I've showed this to you, but I'll show it to you again in case any of you haven't seen it. I'll just take the power lead out. So my pipes are now arranged. That's the that used to be on my desk, that rack. And let me get up. So this is kind of loosely arranged as the bottom shelf being my Virginia pipes, LCS pipes, and these are other brands, mixture of Latakia pipes and Virginia pipes. So that's my already golden sliced billiard, and that's another pipe which is probably on my desk. I probably smoked it recently. That's another OGS pipe. That's another OGS pipe. That's the first rosebud that started it all, really, in terms of the rosebud shape. And we have an egg and the 626, and on top we have the Peterson pot, the 1997 Christmas pipe by Escorti, the one and only single McClellan that Costello that I've got. And we have the Boswell, that's Latakia Boswell Northwoods in there. And that's my recent purchase, the Mr. Jacopo that I bought in Rome. And that's, for the moment, it's been smoking Orly Golden Sliced. And it's already had some pretty good use, as you can see. And of course the Quebec by Northern Briars, Ian Walker. And we have here Fabrizio Natalizia. Don't see much of him these days. But I commissioned this from him way back when. And that was a pipe I put up for sale many times, and it has now become one of my favorite Latakia pipes, so I'm really happy that it didn't sell. And then these are my overflows. So this is the other pipe I bought in Rome. This is the Talamona with the beautiful grain. That's kind of still breaking in, but I've now found its partner, which it took me a while to find the right tobacco for it, but it's vanilla roll cake, which I'm smoking in that. And indeed I'm smoking vanilla roll cake in this pipe as well. It's a bit stuck. Come on. And that's a Peterson 2020, is it? 2021 Christmas pipe, and it's the Lestrade shape. Then we have another aromatic pipe, that's one of my own, LCS, kind of a tankard kind of thing. Then we have another Boswell. This one used to be only for Stonehaven or Rich Dark Flake, but I have smoked some other stuff in it now. Really nice pipe, that. This is another Boswell. This is another Northwoods pipe. Got amazing grain on it. And then up here we have, so this I bought in the Israeli sale, this rack, which is really cool. It's leather. That one is my carved egg, which I made, LCS shotgun shank. That's the GBD pot, I think. Yeah, that's a GBD pot. An amazing pipe. I smoke Latakias with that as well. There's my 2019 pipe of the year, Shape 55 Radice Briar Blues. And this is my own LCS Canadian, Flame Canadian, 9mm. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, a 9mm Canadian. And there's the Bentley by Former we were talking about. I'm going to leave it in there. That's up there. Then we have a Millville, an original London-made Millville pipe, which I want to put a new stem on. That's a... what's his name again? Let me see his initials. Tom Phillips, that's who it is. Tom Phillips. Tom Phillips, kind of a freehand bulldog type thing. It's got a panelled shank there. That's a Dublin, really. And then we have another Tom Phillips. That's a bulldog. Really nice pipe, that one. And then this one is an RC Sands billiard. This one I caught my eye because of the flared shank. I thought it was interesting. And it's actually a really good neutral smoking pipe. I bought that from RC Sands on eBay a few years back. There's the Asikian, which Nish gifted to me very generously. That's my one and only LCS sandblasted pipe. All the others were sold. This one was sandblasted by Larison Pipes. A bit dusty. You're so right, Josh. And then there's a 2020 Pipe Club of London. That's a Chacombe Bulldog, Squat Bulldog, and that's an LCS Apple, which is also a Latakia pipe. So there we go, that's my current, the bulk of my current collection. I do have some more in the drawer as well. I've got Phil Rivar's Calabash in there. I've got a couple of other unsmoked pipes. Oh yeah, there you go, Phil's already up, he's on the ball. some of my favourite pipes actually in that drawer. So we've got Furivar's calabash, of course. We could not forget that. A beautiful pipe. And then we have a Burke's pipe. This was a commissioned acorn, a beautiful little pipe. And this one, of course, many of you will know is my Soren Refberg, one of my first Refberg pipes. And I don't often talk about sentimentality when it comes to pipes, but this one certainly has that, so much so that I converted it to 6mm just so that I could smoke it, because it's too narrow to be a 9mm. And then we've got my Parker pipe, the billiard with a beautiful ring grain on it, sandblasted ring grain on there, is amazing. That was a basket pipe at JJ Fox's. And then we have, this is the pipe that I learnt to smoke on. It's my second ever pipe that I bought. And this one has smoked, I don't know how many tins of Blood Red Moon back in the day when I was learning to smoke a pipe, but it had mostly cherry blends in there. I grew up on this pipe in terms of pipe smoking. I feasted on videos by the Dagners and Blood Red Moon. That was this pipe. So this pipe I will likely never sell, because that one, I do have a soft spot for that one too. It's a Savinelli 606 St. Nicholas from 2016 or 15. I can't see any year on it though. It was either 2015 or 2016. It's when I first started, probably 2015, 8 years ago. And then this one, this is another basket pipe which I bought recently at JJ Fox's. This is the stamping says James J. Fox, but it was probably made by Parker. You can see the sort of the Dunhill-esque kind of look to it. Nice sandblast, really nice sandblast panelled pipe, and I converted it to 9mm. I've yet to smoke it, but it was a pipe that I couldn't pass up on. I want to just do some really fine tuning on the joint between the stem and the shank. It needs a very, when you drill, when you convert a pipe for 9mm, it's not always easy to get exact, precise lining up of the stem and the mortise. You know, there could be a hair's breadth off, so you have to resand that joint if you want to be perfect. So I still need to do that. All right, Yonik, have a good one. Yeah, I mean, Phil does amazing calabashes, really does. I mean, in terms of the shaping of the calabashes and the internals of the calabashes, he's got to be up there with Tom L. Tang and these kind of guys, because there's not that many people who do a real calabash and do it well. But Phil is certainly one of those guys. Is your next name is Kate? Oh, I see, right. Onyx Riders, okay, fine. Is there any pipe in my mind that I keep my eye out for? A pipe that I would like to have, but I don't see myself having one in the near future, is a Tom Eltang 9mm poker, one of his lightweight pokers. There was a time a few years back when he did one batch of 9mm versions, and I was very close to buying one, but I just couldn't afford it. It was, at the time, they were about £500-600. So you're talking about $700-800. It's a lot of money. So I never bought one. But I think it would be really cool to have a Tom Eltang pipe. I mean, the closest I've got to that is to have a Sarah Eltang. I still have that. But I've never smoked it. Originally I wanted to convert it. I bought it in the hope that there was enough meat there to convert it to 9mm, but there isn't. It's like an egg, bent egg. I could show it to you. I actually completely forgot about these. I got a bunch of Stanwell pipes which I need to refurbish and either sell or keep. So I think I've showed them already, but I don't mind showing them again. If you can be bothered seeing them. The Sarah Eltangs, they are either made by him completely, or they are made by people who are working in his workshop, but they are all finished by him and all inspected and checked and done to his standard. So you can't really know if he's made it or not, but there's a chance that he's made it. That's the Sarah Eltang. Got a horn band, smooth rim, very nice sandblast. A regular stem. And it's in really very good condition. It's not burnt out or anything like that. It's about as near as I can get to an Eltang. I mean, you can see it's Eltang just by looking at it. And I like his ethics. You know, he made the Eltang range, the Sarah Eltang range, so that people who can't afford his other range could still buy something which comes out of his workshop. I think that's a really nice yeah, I'd like a Joe Scother pipe too. Patrick, Joe Scother pipes will not be cheap, no. He did an interview recently on the Virtual Pipe Club, which was very interesting, so much so that I downloaded it. Yeah, so he did a range, you know the pokers that he does, like the Popeye ones with the rustication around them. So he did a range, one sort of batch of those on the Danish Pipe Shop, which were 9mm, and he's never done it since. I suppose I could ask for it, maybe they'll make it. But in terms of the Stanwells that I got recently, I got a bunch of Stanwells which I need to do some work on, but all in pretty good condition. I just need to clean them up and tidy them up. There's no repairs or anything like that needed. They're all in perfectly good condition. This is one of the Stanwell Gilt series. This is a Christmas 03, is it? It's one of the Stanwell Christmas pipes. I've had this shape before. It's got a nice bit of silver on it. This is a 9mm one, so I might end up keeping this one with a nice sort of triangular shank with a silver cap on it and a silver ring on the stem as well. I've got 8 Stanwells. This is also a Christmas. No, this is the 03 one. This is a Christmas 03. Sandblast. Again, nice bit of silver on there. Yeah, Andrew, 100%. I don't know how he does those curved drillings and the curved adornments, you know, at angles. I have no idea how he does that. Yeah, Hawk, 100%. I've seen them. I was at the Pipe Club of London a few years ago, and somebody came smoking one of those pokers, and it was tiny and weighed nothing. It weighed about less than 20 grams, I think. But it held a good amount of tobacco because they're still drilled to a standard drilling of a 20mm, probably something like that. But the walls are really thin. But because of that rustication, it radiates the heat, and it doesn't overheat. And you obviously got to get a cake built up in them, but they're very, very lightweight. There's another gilt, one with a gilt band on the rim. It's a Hans Christian Andersen dress pipe, Stanwell. That looks like it's hardly been smoked. I don't remember which year this is, but billiard with a silver band on the rim as well, and over there the plate which says the year is rubbed. That's rubbed out. It's obviously been well smoked. A beautiful sandblast. Really nice shape, that. This one is 2009. The plate is good on this one. Beautiful grain on this pipe, but this one will not be a filtered pipe. As you can see, it's an oval shank, slim. That's a gorgeous pipe, absolutely gorgeous. I'm thinking if this is an Everson shape. It wouldn't surprise me if this was either Lars or Nana Everson, this shape. I have to do some research on that. Very nice. And finally, this one, which I'm going to be very tempted to keep, another Stanwell, but it's a collaboration between Stanwell and Bang. So there's a little silver button there which says S-Bang on it, and from what I've heard from somebody who was on when I showed it last time, is that the stem, which is not a stem you'd find on a Stanwell pipe, but the stem was made by S-Bang. So it's like a tortoise shell stem. And this one is 9. Oh no, it's not 9mm, but that's wide enough to possibly drill for 9mm. I have to think long and hard about whether I mess around with this pipe or not. That's a bit of a almost like a cobra shape. There's like a soft line there, and if you can see that, got a great sandblast. I don't know, Daniel. I can't remember, but I'm sure there are author shapes in there. But there's every shape you could think of in that batch, but I can't remember. Once I get to doing those, I'm still focusing on the tobacco for now. I don't know. I don't know if they did a pot shape. You could probably do research online about all of the pipe of the ear shapes, but if you can't, then one of the guys to ask is Brad. I can't remember what his IG handle is, but he must have bought somewhere between 20 or 30 different ear pipes from me, Stanwell ear pipes, over the years. He must have 40 or 50 ear pipes. He's got an amazing collection of ear pipes from Stanwell. Yeah, go for it, Mad Piper, for sure. Right, folks, well, I think that's enough for this evening. In terms of the consignment, I hope to get that out in the next couple of days. Like I say, the pictures of all of the tobacco are now uploaded onto my website. There's a new consignment page added to the website. It's not live yet, that page, but it will be hopefully very, very soon. So all the tobaccos are uploaded. I'm about a third of the way through pricing them. Once I finish pricing them, I've got to get them approved by the client. Once that's done, it'll go live. There is a possibility that the majority of it will go to one customer who's expressed an interest in buying the whole lot. And as I say, although I really would rather sell it to a wide variety of YTPCers, but the temptation to sell it to one person is going to be too much. Plus, I think it's the right thing to do for my client. So we'll just see how that goes. But for now, I'm going to wish you well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll catch you on the next one.